have to go through the whole history. We just know that Chris Crude, much like Greg Spitz, cheat after cheating victory after cheating victory after cheating victory, just keeps on screwing Ruthless the way Spitz screws Ron. Wait a minute. Crude isn't here, but Chrissy Rivera is.
Don't tell me she's gonna wrestle.
As you all know, Chris Crude can't make it tonight. But I have somebody else. Not as good looking, but he works. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Patch.
And I'll tell you one thing, this man is famous for the chop that has opened up men's chest. I've seen him literally make men bleed from one chop. He is a vicious animal in there.
Ruthless has to send a message. He has to send a message to Chris Crude through Patch. That's what I know he has to do. Like I said, Chris Crude cheats to win and cheats with the help of Chrissy Rivera. Ruthless has to use Patch. He has to be victorious and he has to send a message.
I'll tell you, earlier in the night, we seen Zach Connor wearing an eye patch because of an injury. This man wears an eye patch because he actually had his eye gouged out in the match and still won the match, right?
Wow.
There's nothing under that patch but blackness.
And could that be a metaphor for the black heart that he has, Patch?
I'll tell you, Ruthless, it's got to be under his blood, you know. He's not showing it, but I'll tell you what, he probably didn't expect to see this man pulled out from nowhere. And he knows his opponent as well as his opponent knows him.
And you gotta think, is the Underground a big enough place to hold these guys in store?
You know, Patch gives up a lot of weight to Ruthless, but I'm not sure whether he gives up that much in power. He's a strong dude. Big hip toss. And a big clothesline.
Ruthless is on fire. Ruthless, the Diggity Doc. You know there's three things that he likes to say. And he loves to say them, and he loves to showboat. And you gotta think, you see, this is one instance where his showboating hasn't really cost him the match. It's been Chris Crude screwing him over and screwing him over.
But you know what? When you're in there with an opponent like Patch, showboat is not the way to go. You gotta keep an eye on this man at all times, because the moment he sees that opportunity, he's gonna be on you, he's gonna hurt you, and he's gonna take advantage.
Well, it looks like Patch has decided to buy a front row seat.
He's trying to play mind games with the head of Dr. Ruthless.
And if anyone knows the mind of Dr. Ruthless, it is Patch. And you gotta give props to Chrissy Rivera. she did her homework. She not only went out and got an opponent for Dr. Ruthless, but she got his biggest nemesis of the last 10 years.
Absolutely. If you've got to find a fill-in guy, what do? If you need an opponent to play the Cowboys, you go get the Eagles.
Exactly. And look, because he knows what to work with. He knows right where to go.
The injured shoulder. The shoulder was hurt a long, long time ago. Ruthless has never taken time off.
See, we looked at Pat and we think to ourselves, hey, maybe this guy's fooling around out there when he's sitting in the crowd. He knew exactly what he was doing. He caught Ruthless off guard, and it's been all Patch ever since.
Chrissy Rivera now choking away at Dr. Ruthless.
You know, you would think someone so small wouldn't have an impact against a man the size of Dr. Ruthless, but right there you see the intelligence. You see the cunning of Chrissy Rivera. She knows exactly what to do and when to do it.
She knows the spots to pick, and it's because of that that Chris Crude has held on to that television title a bit too long, if you will. It's why Dr. Ruthless keeps getting screwed time after time. Patch working on the shoulder now, whips off Ruthless. No, Ruthless holds on. Ruthless is such a large fella, but he knows how to have a good time. Kicking a forearm, another right hand by Patch.
You know, I have to ask a question here. Maybe it's just me, but what is it about all of the women here in ACPW? They're all evil. They're devious. Where did all the nice girls go in pro wrestling?
I don't know.
You know, Donnie, I have to agree with you. I mean, you look at Chrissy Rivera.
Yes, I have.
You want to stay away from that because that's evil.
I'm sorry.
I feel sorry for her boyfriend.
Well,
You know, if she even has one, she might be a man-eater for all we know.
Some kind of cannibal she is.
so right now, Dr. Ruthless is eating some shoulders from Pat. They ain't too tasty.
But if you notice, this has all been Patch. I've never seen Dr. Ruthless out of a game like this since his time in ACPW.
He's been manhandling his matches with Chris Crude, which is why he's had. Oh! She just smacks him.
And again,
Patch, like you said, is just, he's having his way with Dr. Ruthless. Chris Crude even doesn't have his way with Dr. Ruthless. And Chris Crude is a larger individual mass-wise or size-wise, you know? Chris Crude, claiming to weigh only 227, he doesn't have an easy task with Ruthless at all.
Taking the one down.
that's
Big slam.
This may have had the opposite effect of what Chrissy Rivera was going for. It seems to have
It awakened the giant. It made him mad. It put him back into the game. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was the final pin as the fans were getting behind him, and that lighted a fire underneath him. And he mounted a huge comeback. Patch has been rocked. The crowd firmly behind Dr. Ruthless, much to the despise of Chrissy Rivera. That fire's been and that fire and the collective just got put out. A low blow by Patch. And that'll be the oxygen on any fire that I know of. Lifting up his shirt now. Going to be going for the chop that you talked about earlier today.
Listen to the thunder.
This was supposed to be a first blood match with Chris Crude. What do you think the psychological aspect would be if I don't want to keep saying it, but if the hired hitman, Patch, could bust open Dr. Ruthless? That would have to be a message delivered by Chris Crude.
I've seen him break up plenty of shit.
Ruthless on a reversal and a splash into the corner. Belly to belly suplex. This could be it. He can put him away with that. 1, 2. This one's over. No.
Ref was caught a little out of position on that one, gentlemen.
Just had his foot on the ropes. Just had his foot on the ropes. Dr. Ruthless nearly had this one in the bank, and you know that Dr. Ruthless needs a victory tonight. Otherwise, what will that do to his morality against Chris Crude? Pat poked him in the eye.
Dr. Ruthless is a religious dude, but I don't think he wanted to answer Patch's prayers right there. Patch is going up.
Patch getting to the top. Oh, he went for the double axe handle. Big shot. Flatliner. This one's over. It's history. 1, 2, and 3. Dr. Ruthless picks up the victory.
And your winner, Dr. Ruthless!
Dr. Dr. Ruthless gains a small measure of revenge against Chris Crude by defeating Patch. Chrissy Rivera has no choice but to take that message and take it back with her to Chris Crude, back to the gym where she trained him. But no, Patch sneak attack him from behind. Ruthless firing back. I wonder if the sneak attack was plan B, but I don't know if there's a plan C because Dr. Ruthless just sent him over the top rope with that clothesline. Patch tries